The sentiment index is an index that highlights the kind of atmosphere Japanese society has. It is an index that measures the feeling of vibrations of the Japanese people, whether they are negative or positive. To understand the changes in people's way of thinking, it was necessary to conduct questionnaire surveys. Opinions about individual feelings of the Japanese can be gotten through conventional research. However, it is difficult to investigate abstract individual feelings such as whether they are negative or positive. This abstract feeling is what is named as the sentiment index. The Nomura Research Institute (NRI) conducted research to understand individual senses by utilizing information from SNS. As a result, NRI succeeded in measuring the aura around individuals based on the various contents posted on Twitter, and the result of that measurement is what it describes as the sentiment index. The sentiment index is classified into 6 categories: liveliness, confusion, depression, anger, tension, and tiredness. For example, the index liveliness represents emotions such as being energetic, cheerful, and positive. The reactions of several social phenomena are projected on the internet. If there is an event that has a social impact, the number of posts on the SNS will increase. Social research using information posted on SNS are being actively conducted by many. For example, studies on how to spread rumors and hoaxes, and the measurements of individual emotions such as happiness have been published as academic papers by some. Information on SNS can be used as an index if it can be scientifically quantified. In the sentiment index, NRI created a word list expressing each emotion, and created a dictionary based on the actual written information. By statistically processing the amount of writing according to the dictionary every day, the fluctuations of the 6 indicators are measured. Each index is a relative index when the level at the specific point in time is 1. Here is a summary of the measurement results of the sentiment index. Looking at past fluctuations, we can see that tension index is jumping in some places. This is affected by natural disasters such as earthquakes and typhoons. Natural disasters have a significant impact on the feeling of tension. However, the Japanese who are accustomed to these natural disasters have the understanding that they will recover within few days. In recent years, the index of tiredness has increased because of the prolonged coronavirus pandemic. The index of anger is less likely to fluctuate significantly and is less likely to be affected by latest trends. From 2015 to the end of 2019, the index of liveliness has been gradually increasing. It is thought that the index of liveliness has increased because of the good domestic economy. The liveliness index has so far only bounced twice in the short term. The first was a year before the Tokyo Olympics was held, and the second time was when the first state of emergency in Japan was lifted. The index of liveliness tends to increase whenever there is an event that makes the Japanese to feel positive. It can be said that the positive message, "it is going to get better," has enhanced the atmosphere of liveliness. It has also been observed that on February 24, 2022, when Russia's invasion of Ukraine began, the index of confusion and tension rose sharply. In addition, the index of liveliness, which has been increasing since 2016, has decreased by about 20 by April and May 2022. It is believed that this is due to inflation. Please note that each indicator has periodicity. Looking at the periodicity of the year, tension increases in April, when the new year begins, and tiredness tends to be high during the period from May to September, when there are many holidays. Confusion tends to be low only during the summer vacation in August. This is because there are many office workers who consider weekends and national holidays as their main holidays. By eliminating these periodicities and long-term trends, it is also possible to grasp outliers. The point of measuring the sentiment index is to be able to immediately grasp the 6 types of emotional changes. It can instantly measure the reaction to new policies, the evaluation of a company's marketing strategy, and so on. It is possible to judge whether policies such as public benefits give consumers liveliness or cause confusion. also possible to understand whether raising the price of daily necessities leads to depression or tiredness. It is possible to consider revising the implementation by knowing the atmosphere of Japanese consumers at the time of the announcement before the policy or marketing strategy is actually implemented. Data science in business. This video was explained by Junichi Shiozaki of NRI Data Science Laboratory.